Let me first start by explaining what is investment planning and its purposes. Investment planning is a strategy to help us achieve our financial objective. A good investment planning has the potential to significantly improve our current financial situation. It will assist in supplying us with sufficient finances so that we may make our goals come true. That is why an appropriate investing plan is required in order to ensure our financial stability in the future. Next, we move to the purposes of investment planning. The first purpose of investment planning is to act as a backup plan. In the case of a severe economic recession, it is essential to have some sort of investment to rely on as a backup plan. If we have excess funds, it is the best to borrow the funds rather than spend all of them at once. Second purpose is to make sure we do not rely too much on Social Security. Initially, the Social Security establishment never intended to cover the entire cost of a person's retirement. As a result, this investment may be a helpful instrument in assisting people in attaining the retirement goals that have been set. Third purpose is to ensure the stability of the family's financial situation. Investment planning is not only essential for personal safety, but it may also serve as a safety net for the entire family. Having a family protected by a safety net provides a person peace of mind. The last purpose is to generate more revenue. In order to generate more revenue, the investors must analyze thoroughly, evaluate their risk-return ratio, and invest in suitable asset classes that are most beneficial to them. Now, let's continue with the retirement planning and its purposes. Retirement planning is a crucial component of a financial planning. The importance of making preparation for retirement is growing as the average life expectancy continues to rise. Putting together a retirement plan not only assures an extra income source, but also makes it easier to deal with unexpected medical expenses, accomplish an individual life goals, and achieve financial independence. Now let's move on to the retirement planning purposes. The first retirement planning purpose is to help dealing with the uncertainties. It is possible for us to find ourselves in risky situations and conditions that are unpredictable. So, it is necessary to have a sufficient emergency fund so that the uncertain event during retirement life can be managed more effectively. Second purpose is preparing for medical emergencies. Older people face an increased risk of developing complex medical illnesses, which can be stressful if they lack financial stability. Comprehensive retirement planning can help in dealing with any medical emergencies that may happen. Third purpose is achieving complete financial autonomy. After retirement, those who have a solid retirement plan assure that they will not have to rely on the assistance of others to meet their financial needs. Last purpose is enable to accomplish retirement goals and objectives. Retirement goals are the aims that you hope to accomplish during your years spent in retirement. This could be going on vacation and discovering new location or starting a hobby that you have always wanted or wished to try but never had the time for. Now, I will pass to Naziha to continue for the next part.
Thank you, Sabrina. Now I will present about importance and current issues. If you were born and raised in Malaysia today, you might expect to live to be 75 years old. In Malaysia, the government has been slowly raising the minimum wage over the past few years. Most recently, they raised it to 1,500 per month. When you retire, the best way to protect yourself from the cost of medical care is to have health insurance to cover all your needs. Since the government decided to loosen some of the restrictions on movement, more people are getting jobs again. It is possible for a full retirement plan to include ways to pay for both medical care and long-term care costs. This will make the plan look better to people who might want to retire. When planning for your life after you retire, it might be helpful to work with a financial counselor. Malaysia is getting older because of things like longer life expectancy and fewer babies being born. A big chunk of the people in Malaysia don't even have money saved for the next few months. The COVID-19 virus has caused a pandemic, which is a big risk to the assets that people depend on for their retirement. Employees' Provident Fund or EPF is often the main source of money for Malaysia workers who have reached retirement age or are getting close to it. After they stop working, retirees may face problems like costs they didn't expect and a drop in their income. Getting ready for the future can help lessen the effect of trades that might happen in the future. In the modern world, there are a lot of people whose long-term goal is to be financially independent so they can retire early. FIRE movement tells retirees and investors to only spend as much as they can without lowering their quality of life. Financial independence, retire early, is what FIRE stands for. You might be able to retire between the age of 40 and 45 if you start putting away a big chunk of your salary when you are young and keep doing so for the rest of your working life. People's money loses its value over time because of the effect of inflation. One of the best ways to reach your financial goal is to invest your money in the stock market. It gives you the chance to possibly increase the amount of money you have available for future purchases and investment. This gives you more financial freedom. Investing can help you deal with the bad effect of inflation by giving you more money and more benefits than you will have otherwise. This is like what your power would have been like if you hadn't invested. The profit that can be expected from a good investment and more likely to grow the longer that investment is kept. You shouldn't let the fact that you just started your job stop you from investing in your financial future. Now, I will pass to Puteri.
Thank you, Naziha. Now I will explain the type of investment. Investment may be done in a variety of ways, such as through saving accounts, shares, unit trusts, residential homes, and real properties. First is investment in saving accounts. When it comes to investments, a saving account is one of the most common options for investing to generate extra income. Most financial experts advise having two saving accounts, which one for daily spending and one for long-term wealth growth. It is essential to have a comfortable retirement by investing in saving account. Moreover, there are three types of saving account, which are individual saving accounts, joint saving accounts, and saving accounts for associations, societies, and clubs. Next is investment in shares. One of the most profitable ways for firms and businesses to raise capital and invest money is by issuing stocks. Most people prefer to issue stocks because they give a larger return than other investments. There is no limit on how much investors may earn when they sell their shares. This is one of the reasons why issuing stocks may be useful for retirement planning in the near future. Moving on with the investment in unit trusts. A unit trust enables the management of funds to invest money in a portfolio with comparable financial goals. In order to create a unit trust, a trust deed between investor, fund management, and trustee is required. Besides, the objective of a unit trust is to accumulate sum of money while taking on risk. Moreover, there are two categories of unit trusts, which are Sharia funds and conventional unit trusts. Last but not least is investment in residential homes and real properties. In the real estate market, investment properties are acquired with the goal of making a profit by renting or selling them in the future. The properties that are suitable for investment like shops, standard lots, condominiums, apartment, and single-family houses. Becoming a landlord is one of the most effective ways for investors to profit from real estate while they are waiting to sell it when the value of the properties increases.
Next, I'll be talking about statistical information. The Employee Provident Fund, which is EPF, is also one of the sources of income after retirement. As we are all aware, EPF organizes mandatory savings and pension schemes for Malaysian private sector workers. EPF is a multi-purpose saving fund that, in addition to acting as a retirement plan, allows withdrawals to cover housing, education, and medical expenses. According to the Society for Human Resource Management, the COVID-19 virus outbreak has wreaked havoc on worker retirement plans. Many employers have implemented wage cuts that constrain workers' potential to advance to such plans. Employers have reduced or eliminated matching contributions in some cases. The economic downturn means that many workers may have to rely on retirement savings to keep themselves afloat, and it now gives access to funds which can burden them in their older age. For instance, according to an upper poll of 5,000 people by New York City, more than half of respondents said they needed to increase their long-term savings within a year. Not surprisingly, many employees also plan to work long hours. Also, a Much Money Rate poll found that 36.4% of Americans expect their retirement to be delayed due to the COVID-19 crisis within 20 years of retirement. In addition, up to 54% of these 54-year-old contributors save less than Rm50,000 for retirement. More than 80% of EPF contributors have struggled to meet the required savings goal of approximately Rm240,000 by age of retirement, with the bottom 20% of saving less than Rm7,000. To lessen the difficulties of COVID-19's forced closure, the government has allowed EPF members to withdraw Rm500 month by month from account 2. However, this is highly improbable to be a long-term alternative. In any case, even with a monthly Rm500 withdrawal rate, the bottom of 20% of contributions simply do not have enough money in account 2 to last a year.
Now we move on to the conclusion. All in all, investment planning and retirement planning helps people feel less anxious regarding money for the future. It is important to plan our budget ahead of time since it allows us to maximize the benefits of our assets. In the event of a serious recession, it is necessary to make a reliable investment as a backup plan. Besides, when we approach the retirement age, it is imperative that we have sufficient reserves to better manage the uncertainties of retirement. We can also maintain our current standards of living either after retirement or in the future by implementing investment and retirement planning.
Lastly, the first recommendation is to start planning at our early age. Starting early lets you unfold your dangers over an extended length and presents for a more manner to maximize funding returns, which in turn lowers the impact at some point of marketplace cycles. Secondly, to have a specific target before retire. The numbers depend on the goals of individual's life. According to the EPF, a good guideline is to spend 30% of your income on savings, which is related to your goal of a comfortable retirement. The EPF's definition of comfortable retirement includes financial stability, health, and a happy and meaningful life. Thirdly is to invest your money. Real estate investing and various financial alternative investments such as stocks and bonds are a great way to ensure your retirement savings has multiple sources of growth and safety. Lastly is to free from debt before retire. The reason to get out of debt is because you do not want to enter a new year with debt and burden. Also, to have an emergency account which can be used to cover unexpected costs without unbalanced retirement savings.